we knew that this was not a quick process, right? You couldn't be like, here's a brief and give us a plan, right?
Right.
And what was important to us is that as an innovation engine team and as Jigsaw's team was to work with creatives and let them do what creatives do. And we've talked about this since for a long time now and here in this community, which is if we believe that the time to invite a creative to the discussion is after you've figured it out, like, what are you doing? Right. At that point, like find a student who's looking to build a portfolio and tell them what you want if you're convinced that's the thing you need. Right. So it was really great for us to get to bring all of you guys into the room because the reality is really strong creatives are really strong strategists. Right. And so if it is someone's trying to say, this is what I'm trying to communicate, or even this is what I hope people feel at the end, right? Which even then they don't articulate it. We usually to help them articulate it. I want people to feel like they've been seen and heard, like there's a reason they did this, that even if the tech doesn't tell us anything, which it did, thankfully, but even if it doesn't, this helped our community and it felt like they were a part of something and they had a chance to be heard. You know, that level of, okay, that's where we started, right? It wasn't, here's a brand guide. We want a 15-second clip. It's going to be a commercial and it needs to do this, right? Those are very different things. And so I've been very happy to hear that you guys, and of course, others of our partners around town are doing more of that early strategy and advisory work to help figure out what needs to get done. Right. Famously in my career, and sometimes not the nicest way of handling it. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, how do you know that's what you need to build? How do you know that's what you need to make? And
Right.
where you and I are different is until now, most of my entrepreneurial work has been in startups. We're building products. And so, what happens with me is people come to me all the time. They're like, oh, I've got an idea for an app. And the very first thing I say every time is, how do you know it needs to be an app? They're like, no, hear me out. I've got an idea for an app. I'm like, but like, how do you know? Right. And also famously, people will say, hey, I want to hire you or any dev team, if nothing with me, how much does it cost to build an app? I'm like, how much does it cost to build a house? They're like, well, that depends. I'm like, on? And they're like, how big it is, nice it is, where it is. I'm like, exactly. Right. And so when you think about the people who are going to design and do things that like reach ultimately your customer, your stakeholder, they need to be up at that process because like you and I are trained to help people answer those questions so we build the right thing. Right. And so the right
Yeah.
thing gets made.